Hello viewers and welcome back to the track for a very special race. We've had our time for Adventures Customs on the channel and we've had 6 different kids custom races now. And now it's time for the adults to have some fun with an adults custom race. We wanted to start by introducing 2 beautiful customs sent in for models in this race. These trucks are absolutely incredible builds and beautiful paint schemes. We have Tanyan's Passion and Family Rude. Check out the clear coat paint on the Tanyan's Passion truck, and the build of that extended Hummer limousine is absolutely incredible. Both sporting the old school monster truck collecting.com flags. These are some way back throwbacks from the early 2000s, and we're honored to have them here for this race. And next, I have 2 other trucks I want to showcase before the racing action gets started. These 2 trucks were sent in by Black Box 3D on Instagram. Definitely check out that page. These are 2 completely custom-made monster trucks from the ground up. The design and build of these trucks is incredible, even with their own shipping crates. Let's take a look at these trucks closer because they are awesome. Look at that. From the wheels to the chassis, the bodies, everything on these trucks has been designed by hand and 3D printed. These trucks are absolutely incredible looking, and I cannot wait to see one of these custom Tesla Cybertrucks run down the ramp. These 2 trucks to show that there is no limit to creativity. Which of these trucks do you like better? Find us on Facebook and let us know, and definitely message 3D Black Box on Instagram and check out their other amazing builds. Alright viewers, it is now time to take a look at the 16 amazing creations that were sent in for this adults custom race. And with that, we are going to meet the builders and introduce their pages if they have a page on Instagram or Facebook for you to check out later. We have some absolutely incredible builds here that were sent in for this race. We have such a great variety of trucks, from body swap trucks to repainted trucks, tour accurate replicas, trucks with completely molded bodies. We even have trucks all the way from Australia. Some of the trucks are completely factory, some have added weights, and some are completely redesigned and 3D printed. This is an absolutely incredible lineup. Let's take a minute and meet all of the builders. The first competitor was built and sent to us by Jenna Jesse of Jenna Jesse Photography out of Durham, North Carolina, weighing in at 97 grams. This is Wildside, and this is one of the most accurate Wildside customs I've seen. This is an absolutely beautiful truck. From the purple beadlock wheels, painted shocks and engines, and check out the decals on that body. This truck looks absolutely incredible. It's one we don't even have in our collection yet. I think we need to change that. Up next is a truck sent to us by Umbra Mortis, who is the guitarist and vocalist for the band Pestilent Creation out of Champaign, Illinois, weighing at 113 grams. This is Pestilent. Check out that awesome blue paint scheme on that truck with the custom graphics on the hood, Pestilent on the tailgate, and flag. This truck looks absolutely incredible. Love the flotation tires and the bright green chassis. This truck looks fast just sitting here. This next entry was submitted by Rachel Lamborn from West Jordan, Utah, weighing it at 128 grams. This is Berry Pistachio. I love the name of this truck because with the dark green and white, it does look like a pistachio ice cream. And with the use of the Gravedigger candy body, this truck is just so fitting. The Lamborn family are huge supporters of our time for adventures and have had 2 of their kids in custom races, and we are about to meet the husband's truck here shortly coming up. What a design. Thank you for the entry. Up next, we have a truck built and sent in by William Roth from Savannah, Georgia, weighing it at 152 grams. This is Mall Crawler, and this is one of the first trucks we received for this tournament, and it's an absolutely incredible looking truck. This truck features a highly modified body with those big extended fender flares and extended bed, color changing paint, and love the addition of the painted engine and weighted chassis. This is the first truck that contains weights, and we'll see how it does in the race. Our next competitor is Brett Carpenter from Diecast Authentics on Instagram from Cambridge, Ohio, weighing in at 95 grams. This is Smurf Gravedigger. With the blue paint scheme on this Gravedigger body, this is one that should have been at the World Finals with all the other colored Gravediggers. Maybe one day we'll see this blue Gravedigger at a World Finals. That would be an absolutely incredible addition. Love the blue paint scheme and blue skull on the side of the truck. Definitely check out Diecast Authentics on Instagram for some more amazing builds. Next up, sent in by Richard Potter of Monster Jam Hustlers Australia, all the way from New South Wales, Silverdale, Australia, weighing in at 135 grams. This is Monster Jam Hustlers Earth Slayer. Absolutely love the Christmas theme on this Earth Shaker because we just did a Christmas theme Earth Shaker this year as well. Richard's son Grayson just had a custom in last week's Kid Custom race, and we cannot thank this family enough for the support all the way from Australia. This is a great looking build, and I can't wait to see how it does in the race here today. This next entry was sent to us by Eileen Marie from Monster Jam and Mamas on Facebook from Lake Stevens, Washington, weighing in at 112 grams. You are now looking at Bow Down to Washington. Check out the gold and purple paint scheme on this truck for the University of Washington. Pretty fitting that she used the Husky body with the purple collar. This one should have been named Harry the Husky. Oh wait, that's the school's mascot. Thank you for sending in this truck and for the support. This next truck was built by Andrew Roden from Ducks and Trucks 13 on Instagram from Camdenton, Missouri, weighing it at 134 grams. This is Glitter Donkey, and this is one of the coolest entries we've ever had. This whole body is handmade and painted, and I absolutely love this design. Check out the front, how they made the mouth with the teeth. I definitely laughed a little when I opened this one up because I love it. In the words of Shrek, "Hey donkey, let's go racing." This next truck was sent in from my buddy Travis Lamborn from West Jordan, Utah, weighing it at 102 grams. This is Nitro Destruction. And I want to start off by saying thank you to Travis for all of the support for the channel. This is the 4th custom his family has sent in. And we met his wife Rachel's truck earlier, so this is kind of becoming a family feud. And this is such a cool build, the way the chassis, base, tires, and wheels all match the graphics on the Max D body. Awesome. This next truck was sent in by Phil Vichinanza of the Monster Truck Collecting Facebook page and BrianZPatton.com from Cave Creek, Arizona, weighing in at 109 grams. This is Fossil Fueled. This is an awesome entry because Phil has done so much for the Monster Truck Collecting community through Facebook and BrianZPatton.com. Phil also sent this truck in to us unnamed and allowed our fans of Our Time for Adventures to name this truck, which is absolutely incredible. We had a lot of fun with that, getting the fans involved, coming up with Fossil Fueled. Let's see how this truck does here in the race today. Up next, we have a truck built by Bob Hegan of Diggers Diecast on Instagram from Williamstown, New Jersey, weighing in at 92 grams. This is Bob SpongeBob, and this is such a cool truck with the yellow and blue paint scheme. I love how the yellow and blue contrast, and Bob is one of the most meticulous custom builders out there. We personally have roughly 40 of Bob's custom creations in our collection. Every single one of his builds is absolutely amazing, and I invite you to check out his Instagram page for more amazing customs. This next entry was submitted by Julie Roden of Ducks and Trucks 13 on Instagram from Camdenton, Missouri, weighing it at 135 grams. You are looking at Puddles, another awesome creation from Ducks and Trucks 13. The creativity and design of these trucks is just so on point. It is absolutely wild how they molded these by hand, perfectly painted them, and mounted them to a Spin Master chassis. This one looks fast just sitting here. I know that Duck Bill's already reaching for the finish line. Next up, built by Billy Hart from Black Box 3D on Instagram from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing it at 123 grams. This is Cybertruck. And this truck right here just shows that there's no limitation to what can be built. With its space-age chassis design and active center suspension, 2 huge electric motors on each end of the truck, and its futuristic Cybertruck body with that wide body kit, this is one cool build. We are honored that Billy is letting us keep this one in our collection. Next up, built by Jed Thomas from Brentwood, Tennessee, weighing in at 153 grams. This is Max D Ice. This is one of those paint schemes that definitely should have been on a real Monster Jam truck. This looks incredible. We had the honor of meeting the Thomas family at the World Finals 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee. What an awesome person to meet. And Jet knows a little bit about winning because their Kids Custom was in the very first Kids Custom race, and it took the championship in that race. So we will see how this truck does here today. I'm a little scared. Next up, we have our very own Heather Thomas from Our Time for Adventures on YouTube and Monster Jam and Mamas on Facebook from Ogden, Utah, weighing in at 163 grams. This is Leopard Queen. Check out the paint scheme on this truck. Heather did absolutely incredible painting this truck and decorating it in the holographic leopard print. This truck is great with the bright pink and painted shocks. Love the way this truck looks. We'll see how it does here on our track today. And finally, we have the last competitor for the Adult Customs Tournament, built by yours truly, Clayton Bunn, owner and founder of Our Time 4 Adventures and Diecast Monster Truck Race Promoter from Ogden, Utah, weighing in at 192 grams. This is the final boss. I built this truck using my all-time favorite Hot Wheels casting, the Bone Shaker. Stripped down to raw metal so it flies smooth through the air, it is mounted to a brass-weighted metal Spin Master chassis. And with the advantage of those two huge twin supercharged engines, boasting over 1 bazillion scale horsepower, and the advantage of being able to test on our own track anytime I want, this is going to be one tough truck to beat, hence why it's called the Final Boss. Alright viewers, we hope everyone had fun with that introduction. We have had some absolutely amazing trucks sent to us for this Adults Custom Race. We are extremely honored to have so many fans and so much support for our racing channel. We absolutely love doing these races for you and will continue to do them in the future. But which of these Adult Custom trucks will make it up here on the podium and take the overall victory today? Before we get the races started, let's add all of the entries to a randomizer and see how our racing bracket will lay out. Alright race fans, all the names of the trucks have been put into the randomizer. This is a step of our races we don't normally show, but this is how the race lineups are determined. We hit the randomizer, it gives us the race lineup for today's event. Let's check it out. There we go, this is today's lineup. So let's take a look at today's racing bracket and how the races will lay out. Heading up to the starting line first for this Adults Custom Race, we have Bob SpongeBob taking on Bow Down to Washington. Up next, we have Leopard Queen taking on Pestilent, followed by Glitter Donkey racing Smurf Gravedigger. Up next, we have Max D Ice taking on Wildside, followed by Neon Destruction taking on Cybertruck. Then we have Berry Pistachio facing Fossil Fueled. Puddles will be racing Mall Crawler. And finally, we have the Final Boss taking on the Monster Jam Hustlers Earth Slayer. This is an awesome looking Adults Custom matchup we have here for New Year's Eve. Let's head up to the gates and get these wild races started. Alright race fans, here we go. We have Bob SpongeBob racing out of the green lane, taking on Bow Down to Washington in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag, gate drops, and they're off. Both trucks fast coming out of the gate down the ramp, but it's that Husky over the red lane with the big jump. Oh, Bob SpongeBob flips over the back obstacle as Bow Down to Washington crashes across the line. What a wild race. Check out those gold tires up in the air taking the win. But what happened to Bob SpongeBob over in that green lane? Had a big crash on the landing, tried a wheelie and a backflip, didn't quite make it. Let's take another look. Watch the green lane close, coming down. That truck is fast, coming into the first jump, but starts to nose over on the landing, flips over into a wheelie, tries a backflip to save it, doesn't quite pull it off as Bow Down to Washington takes the win. Well, race fans, one of my favorite custom trucks is out in the first round, but make sure to check out more of Bob's work at Digger's Diecast on Instagram. And in this one, it is Bow Down to Washington taking the win, being the first truck to move into the next round. Now let's head back up to the gates for the next pair because they're ready to go. For this next race, we have a sparkly paint matchup with Glitter Queen racing out of the green lane, taking on Pestilent in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag, here we go. Leopard Queen with a whole shot coming out of the gate, down the ramp. Huge jump from that truck, but starts to flip. Pestilent catching up and goes off to the side, hits the line. Leopard Queen somehow lands on the wheels and makes it to the line for the win. Wow. What a wild race this was with a huge flip from Leopard Queen, and Pestilent slams into the Christmas Village. Let's take another look at this wild race from the track cam. All right, viewers, watch them close. Leopard Queen has a lead coming down the ramp into that first jump, has big air, but starts to flip over on the front, crashes. Pestilent starts to catch up, but goes off to the side, slams the Village as Leopard Queen comes over and hits the track cam. Look at that truck sparkle for the win. What a race. Pestilent, such a cool looking truck, but must have needed some hot cocoa here in these snowy conditions. And in this matchup, it is Leopard Queen taking the win, moving into the second round of racing. So we'll see more of that bright truck later on. Now let's head back up to the starting gates for the next pair because they're waiting on us. Up next, we have one of the awesome handmade bodies, Glitter Donkey racing out of the green lane, taking on Smurf Gravedigger in the red lane. Let's go racing. Here we go, both trucks even coming out of the gate with Glitter Donkey having problems coming down the ramp, has a huge jump, hits the center obstacle and crashes as Smurf Gravedigger hits the back obstacle, makes it to the line. line and slowly goes over and takes out his snowman. Wow. It's a good thing there's plenty of snow around to rebuild that snowman and get it back up for the next round. But what happened to Glitter Donkey coming down in that first lane? It looked like that truck was having some problems and wanted to eat the track with those big old teeth. Let's take another look from the track cam. As the gate drops, Glitter Donkey's fast coming down the ramp, but starts having problems with the guides down the track, slowing that truck up. Has huge error, hits the center obstacle and can't hold the landing. Smurf Gravedigger up over the back obstacle, bouncing around over the mud and takes out his snowman for the win. Glitter Donkey is an absolutely awesome handmade body. Check out Duxton Trucks 13 on Instagram for more of their amazing customs. And in this round, it's Smurf Gravedigger taking the win, moving on into the next round of racing. Now let's head back up to the starting gates because we got more racing action lined up and ready to go. And up next, we have Max D Ice racing out of the green lane here in the snow, taking on the replica Wildside in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag, here we go. Both trucks fast coming down the ramp, but Max D Ice starting to pull away. Huge jump from that truck. They're both into the middle. Both have a big crash. Max D Ice moonwalks down the red ramp and crashes to the line for the win. What a wild run from that truck with a little freestyle flare thrown in there at the end. But what happened with that awesome looking Wildside truck? Let's take another look. Watch them close coming down the ramp. That Max D fires super fast, has a big jump, but watch Wildside in the red side. Has a nice smooth jump, starts putting the power down and starts to flip, hits that obstacle and crashes on the dirt as Max D takes the win. That Wildside is such an incredible looking replica. We definitely need to add one of those to our collection. And in this one, it's the Max D Ice taking the win, moving into the second round of racing. What a wild run from that truck. Wouldn't expect anything less from Max D. Now let's head back up to the starting gates for the next round. Up next, we have Neon Destruction racing out of the green lane, taking on the fully customized Cybertruck in the red lane. Let's go racing! And they're off wheel to wheel out of the gate, coming down the ramp. Both trucks so fast, huge air from the Cybertruck, but Neon Destruction starting to catch up. This problem goes off to the side, and Cybertruck flips across the line for the win. What an awesome race from these two custom trucks. That one just barely made it to the line, but Neon Destruction slammed into the wall before the finish line. Let's take another look. As the gate drops, this is the smoothest pair coming down the ramp so far. Both trucks so fast into that first jump. Cybertruck has a huge jump in that red lane, but Neon Destruction catching up. Can't hold the landing, goes off into the wall as Cybertruck takes the win. What a run. Neon Destruction is such a cool looking truck with that awesome matching paint scheme, but in this one it is the custom Cybertruck making it to the line, taking the win and moving into the next round. So we'll see more of that futuristic truck later. Now let's head back up to the starting gates because we got two more lined up and ready to go. For this matchup, we have Berry Pistachio racing out of the green lane, taking on Fossil Fueled in the red lane. Let's go racing! Green flag gate drops, here we go. They're wheel to wheel out of the gate, coming down the ramp, weaving in the air. It's a big jump from both trucks, but Berry Pistachio's problems goes off to the side. Fossil Fueled jumps across the line, slams into the pizzeria building. Oh no, that might mess up some dinner plans later on, but I think that truck takes the win. Berry Pistachio had a flip and almost left the track, but not sure that truck ever got to the finish line. Let's take another look from the track cam. As the green flag flies, both of these trucks are very fast coming out of the gate down the ramp. They both want this win. They're wheel to wheel in the air, but Berry Pistachio lands hard, comes off to the side over by the track cam, flips it into the wall, but it is Fossil Fueled crossing the line, taking the win. Berry Pistachio had a very wild run there at the end of that race, allowing Fossil Fuel to get to the line and take the win. But we definitely got to check out that pizzeria. We had reservations there later on. We may have to move that to the taco shop. Now let's head back up to the starting line for the next pair. Up next is another incredible handmade entry. This one is called Puddles, racing out of the green lane, taking on Mall Crawler in the red lane. Let's go racing! Green flag, here we go. It's Puddles quicker out of the gate, ahead by a beat, coming into that first jump. Huge jump from Mall Crawler, but they're heading to the center. They get together over the back obstacle. Mall Crawler has a huge flip, but takes the win. What a wild race from Mall Crawler. Hope that truck is okay. Puddles with the wild ride itself. I've never seen a big crash like that over the back obstacle. Let's take another look. This is a wild one, fans. Watch it close. Both trucks so fast coming down the ramp into that first jump. Both have a nice smooth jump and smooth landing, but they start heading to the middle. Huge air from Puddles. Gets together with Mall Crawlers. Mall Crawler takes a wild ride for the win. What a race. It's really too bad that incredible hand-formed Puddles truck will not be moving into the next round. please check out Ducks and Trucks 13 on Instagram and see their custom. They do an amazing job. But in this one, it is Ball Crawler flipping wildly for the win to move on into the next round. We're gonna have to make sure that truck's okay to keep racing. Now let's head back into the starting line for the next pair. And up next, we have the Our Time for Adventure's final boss racing out of the green lane, taking on the Australia Monster Jam Hustlers Earthslayer in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag, here we go. Final boss putting the power down, coming down the ramp, pulled away, coming into that first jump over. As Bombs goes off over into the red lane, almost hits Earthslayer. Earthslayer with a huge jump over the back obstacle, taking the win and taking out a snowman. What an awesome run from that Earthslayer truck. Did you see that air? But what happened to the final boss? I guess that truck just has too much power for these snowy conditions. Let's take another look from the track cam. As the green flag flies, final boss putting all that power down, pulled away, coming down the ramp into that first jump, but that front engine lost way too much, goes off to the side, almost hits Earthslayer, slams the brakes to avoid the collision. Earthslayer with a huge wheelie for the win. What a race. Well, fans, my final boss doesn't even make it past the first round, but it sure was a fun truck to build for this adult custom tournament. And it is the Australians Monster Jam Hustler Earthslayer taking the win and taking out one of our snowmen on the way. What do you say we head on over to the pits and check out all the trucks that are moving on into the second round of racing? There has been some absolutely incredible matchups here for this adults custom tournament on our Christmas track in these snowy conditions. And there has been some big crashes as well, but now it's time to meet the trucks moving into the second round. And we will start with Bow Down to Washington and Smurf Gravedigger, followed by Leopard Queen and Max D Ice. Then we have the Cybertruck taking on Mall Crawler. And finally, we have Fossil Fuel taking on the Monster Jam Hustlers Earthslayer. These were the fastest 8 trucks here in the first round. Let's see how they do in the second and who will move on into the semifinals. And up first for this matchup, we will have Bow Down to Washington racing out of the green lane, taking on Smurf Gravedigger in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag, here we go. Bow Down to Washington, pulled away, coming down the ramp, and Smurf Gravedigger not far behind. Oh, lands hard on the front end, flips, and has a crash over the back obstacle. Bow Down to Washington takes out a snowman and a tree after taking the win. What a run from that truck. Smurf Gravedigger with an awesome flip over in the red lane, but couldn't quite pull off the win. Let's take another look. As they're coming down the ramp, watch Bow Down to Washington in that green lane. Super fast into that first jump. Huge air smooth landing. That flag flying in the back up over the back obstacle for the win. What a smooth, fast run. We want to thank Diecast Authentics on Instagram for submitting this awesome blue Gravedigger. Maybe we'll see a blue-themed Gravedigger in real life one day. I love that truck. But in this matchup, it is Bow Down to Washington taking the win, being the first truck to move into the semi-final round. We'll see more of that truck here shortly. Now let's head back up to the starting gates for the next pair. And up next, we have the super shiny and glittery Leopard Queen racing out of the green lane, taking on the iced out Max D Ice in the red lane. Let's go racing. Here we go. It's Leopard Queen with a whole shot coming down the ramp into that first jump. Big air from that truck. All starts to nose over. Has a huge flip. Ice Max D up over the back obstacle, smooth and flips for the win. What a run from that Max D Ice machine over in that red lane. The Leopard Queen's looking all sparkly and pretty up there on that dirt mound, but couldn't quite pull off a win. Let's take another look. As the gate drops, it's the Leopard Queen fast coming down the ramp into that first jump, but has a big jump, starts to nose over, can't hold the landing and flips. Max D Ice smooth up over on that red side, over the buses, over the landing, and for the win. What a race from that truck. Well, we're in the second round of racing, and both of the Our Time for Adventures trucks have been eliminated. But don't worry, we will see more of those awesome vehicles in future races. In this one, it is Max D Ice with the super smooth run, taking the win and moving into the semi-final round. Now let's head back into the starting gates for the next pair. Up next, we have the futuristic Cybertruck racing out of the green lane, taking on the custom Mall Crawler in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag gate drops, here we go. Ball Truck super fast coming down the ramp into that first jump. Huge jump from Ball Truck, problems for the Cybertruck, starts to flip. Mall Crawler with a huge jump and nose wheelie across the line, taking out a snowman, knocking it all the way off the track. What a wild race from Mall Crawler. That truck was so smooth. But what happened to Cybertruck there in the middle? Had a hard landing on the nose, started to flip. Let's take another look from the track cam. As the green flag flies, this is a wild race. We have the Cybertruck moving down the lane. Electric power in the green lane. Has a big jump that starts to nose over and crashes. Ball Crawler super smooth up over the back obstacle with a nose wheelie across the line for the win. Wow. We would like to invite all of our viewers to check out Black Box 3D on Instagram after the race because he has so many more awesome 3D custom printed designs. Then we are honored to have this Cybertruck now in our collection. But in this race, it is Mallcrawler taking the nice smooth victory, and we'll be moving on into the semi-final round. What an awesome run from that beautiful blue custom. Now let's head back to the starting gates for the next pair. And here we go with the fossil fueled racing out of the green lane, taking on Monster Jam Hustler's Earth Slayer in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag gate drops and they're off. Fossil fueled fast coming out of the gate down the ramp, but has problems off that first jump, goes off to the side, lands corrects, makes it up over the back obstacle. Earth Slayer with a huge crash on top, and fossil fueled will take the win. What a big double crash here in that race, but it is fossil fueled crossing the line. We got to take another look and see what happened to that Monster Jam Earth Slayer up on the top of that obstacle, but luckily still didn't lose any of his presence. Let's take another look. As the green flag flies, both of these trucks extremely fast coming down the ramp into that first jump. It's fossil fueled having problems on the landing, corrects and makes it back over the center. Earth Slayer up over the center, hits the big dirt mound and crashes as fossil fuel takes the win. We appreciate Monster Jam Hustler's Facebook page sending this Earth Slayer all the way from Australia for our tournament. Thank you very much. But in this race, it is fossil fueled taking the win, moving into the semi-final round. So what do you say we head on over to the pits now and check out all the trucks moving on into the semi-finals. All right, viewers, we've had a couple of really wild rounds of racing here so far in this adult custom tournament. And as we take a look at the snowy Christmas village, heading on over to the snowy forest, you know we had to take that awesome custom 6x6 Cybertruck for a little spin here during intermission. That was a fun truck to drive, let me tell you. As everyone knows, moving into the semi-final round, 12 trucks have already been eliminated from this tournament. And yes, we have both of the Our Time for Adventures trucks sitting over here in the pits just watching the race. These are some absolutely incredible trucks, and we want to say thank you to everyone. But now to meet the trucks in the semi-finals, we have Bow Down to Washington and Mallcrawler, as well as Max D Ice and Fossil Fueled. These are the 4 fastest trucks here so far in this tournament today, but only 2 will be able to move on into the final round for their chance at the top spot in this adult tournament. So now let's head back up to the podiums and get the races started. And up first for the semi-final round matchup, we have Bow Down to Washington in the green lane, taking on Mallcrawler in the red lane. Let's go racing. Here we go, both trucks fast out of the gate, coming down the ramp into that first jump. Huge air from both trucks. Mallcrawler just starting to pull away a little bit. Bow Down to Washington close at the end, but Mallcrawler takes the win and slams into the taco shop. Bow Down to Washington, fast here all day, just didn't quite have enough in the semifinals. What's with all of the winning trucks slamming into the restaurants we plan on eating at later? I guess we'll be moving over to the burger shop next. Let's take another look from the track cam and check out this close side-by-side matchup once again. Both trucks extremely fast as the green flag flies, coming down the ramp into that first jump. Big air, it's the closest race we've seen so far. Coming up over the back obstacle, Mallcrawler just starts to pull away a little bit and takes the win by about a truck length. What a run. Well, viewers, that was the closest race we've had here so far in this tournament, but it is Mallcrawler taking the win and moving into the final round. And Bow Down to Washington, we'll have to race one more time to try to secure 3rd place. Now let's head back into the starting gate for the next semi-final matchup. And up next for the semifinals, we have Max D Ice racing out of the green lane, taking on Fossil Fueled in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag gate drops and they're off. It's Max D Ice with the whole shot coming down the ramp into that first jump. Big air and big lead. Almost starts to nose over and crashes. Fossil Fueled smooth over the back obstacle. Makes it to the line, slams on the brakes before hitting the snowman. What a wild come from behind victory and save from Fossil Fueled. That was a great run. But what happened to Max D Ice? That truck had a huge lead coming down the first ramp, landed hard on the front end, couldn't hold the landing and started to flip. Let's take another look from the track cam. As the green flag flies, we're set for a good race. Both these trucks want this final transfer. Max D Ice fast coming down the ramp as a huge jump starts to nose over, wheelies and crashes. Fossil Fueled up over the buses, smooth landing, slams the brakes before hitting Frosty and takes the win. What a run. Another great run here in the semi-final round. These trucks are really showing why they deserve to be this far in the tournament. And in that one, it is Fossil Fuel taking the win, moving into the finals, and Max D Ice will race Bow Down to Washington one more time for 3rd place. Let's head back on over to the pit area and check out the competitors moving into the finals one more time. All right, Diecast Monster Truck Racing fans, here is the lineup for your final rounds. Racing for third place, we have Bow Down to Washington taking on Max D Ice. And for your finals and overall winner, we have Mall Crawler taking on Fossil Fueled. And I just realized both of these trucks are missing the windshield. Maybe that's their secret to speed. Let's get these final rounds started. And here we go with the race for third place. We have Bow Down to Washington racing out of the green lane, taking on Max D Ice in the red lane. Let's go racing. Here we go. It's Max D Ice once again with a whole shot coming out of the gate down the ramp. Big jump from that truck. Bow Down to Washington trying to catch up. Max D Ice smooth over the back obstacle to the line for the win. Wow. Bow Down to Washington gave it all it could to try to catch Max D Ice, but there wasn't quite enough room. Max D Ice takes the win in third place here overall. Let's take another look from the track cam. Coming out of the gate down the ramp, Max D Ice has been fast out of the gate all day. Huge jump, smooth landing, puts the power down, smooth over the buses. Bow Down to Washington just doesn't quite have enough speed as Max D Ice takes the win. What an incredible crowd-pleasing run from two awesome built custom monster trucks. But there can only be one winner, and today that's Max D Ice taking the win in third place here overall in the adult tournament. What a great race from that truck. We'll see it later on up in the winner's square. Now it's time for the race everybody came here to see. That's right, viewers, this is your final round matchup for the adults custom race. Racing out of the green lane, we have the awesome blue Mall Crawler taking on the copper Fossil Fueled in the red lane. Let's go racing. Green flag gate drops and they're off for the finals. Mall Crawler with the whole shot coming out of the gate down the ramp. Big air from that truck. Super smooth head to the center. Has a big second jump. Fossil Fueled gets into the back of it across the line as Mall Crawler takes the win. What a wild race here for the final round. Mall Crawler with a huge hole shot and Fossil Fueled tried to catch up to take the win but was cut off. What a wild race. Let's take another look from the track cam. Mall Crawler with a huge hole shot coming down the ramp out of that gate. Huge lead, about 2 truck lengths on the landing. Starts going off to the left, gets in front of Fossil Fueled. They collide and Mall Crawler takes the win. What an awesome race. What a nail biter for the final round matchup. That was such a close race all the way down to the finish line. But in that matchup, it is Mall Crawler taking the win and the overall victory here in this adults custom tournament. What a great job by that beautiful blue truck. What do you say we head on over to the Our Time for Adventure Winter Square and check out all the trucks that deserve to be there? All right, fans, the race may be over, but we still have time to celebrate, and we will do that right after we take one last look at all these amazing customs submitted for this adults custom tournament. We cannot thank the viewers and supporters enough for sending in these trucks for this adults custom race. We have had some absolutely incredible trucks, and we love the support from all of our fans. These trucks are amazing, and we couldn't do these races without you. Thank you to everyone that submitted a truck. I think we may just have to do a second round of adults custom racing. What do y'all think? Let us know. But now it's time to take a look at the fastest 3 trucks in today's tournament. There they are up on our brand new podiums. Check that out. They are really shining up there where they deserve to be. These 3 trucks have done absolutely amazing here in this race today. Up on third place, we have the Max D Ice bringing home that bronze podium spot. Such a cool looking paint job. Maybe we'll see that paint scheme on a mainline Spin Master Monster Jam one day. And bringing home second place in that silver podium spot, we have the bronze Fossil Fuel truck. This truck was sent in and named by Our Time for Adventures fans. Thank you for that. And up there on that first place gold podium, bringing home the Adults Custom Championship, we have that awesome blue glittery paint scheme Mall Crawler. This truck has been super smooth and fast here all day and definitely deserves that top spot. What do you say we take a minute and help all 3 of these trucks celebrate their victories? Thanks again for watching Our Time for Adventures. Until next time.